Hello, this is Talia Castropozo reporting for in La Escena. And Tony, it's great to see you here in Times Square, New York City. The movement Occupy Wall Street is growing immensely, and I've been witness of what's happening in this country for the past few weeks. And I can only say that I am so amazed. It's very hard to imagine that this was going to happen so quickly. And today, I don't know what the numbers are. I know that 300,000 people signed the petition to ask Mayor Bloomberg to keep them at Liberty Square, and that democracy hopefully will be here soon, and that 14 million people are unemployed in this country. And, you know, Occupy Wall Street movement is growing bigger and bigger. So I guess let's take a look.
This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Well, there's a lot of musicians here and dancers. Speaking of which, I've been getting some phone calls from dancers asking to join the movement and how to find Occupy Wall Street in different parts of the city. So hopefully we can find some tonight. We have a tambourine player from Norway. Are you from Norway?
Yeah,
You're in New York to do?
I'm an artist, struggling.
You're a struggling artist supporting the Occupy Wall Street movement?
Of course, of course.
Welcome to New York.
Thank you. Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street, all day, all week, all day, all week. Occupy Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street, all day, all week, all day, all week. Occupy Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street, day, all week. Occupy Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street, all day, all week, all day, all week.
You know they are.
Are you from Canada?
He's from Canada too.
He's from Canada too?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you for coming to New York.
Well,
What can
thank
you
for
tell
having
us?
us.
What can you tell us about Occupy Wall Street in New York?
What can we tell you about Occupy Wall Street, New York? It's a beautiful thing, and it's a thing of the people. Like a lot of Canadian people came up to me and by recognizing this flag, and it shows how this is a people movement. The fact that it's spreading worldwide, it shows that it's a people movement that transcends nationalities. Yeah.
I met some people from Spain, Greece, Italy, here in New York. So how many Canadians about you think are here?
The Cuban flag somewhere.
Yeah.
How there's I haven't met that many Canadians, but like it's New York, you know.
I know the movement is very big in Canada. So do you see the hope? Because this is growing very fast here in New York City.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with us, New Yorkers?
I can't tell. I think it's a movement that's going to stay definitely in the minds of the people. Like I see a point where at one point it's just going to get too big to stay into Liberty Plaza, and that's where like nobody knows what's going to happen. But the movement has reached a point of no return where people realize like there are television cameras here talking to people because something is happening and people want to know what's happening, and people are starting to realize and starting to stop and think about what is happening in the world, and in different countries people are taking the lead and seeing that it's working, that the people can stick together and make a movement work. So that's why it's like everywhere now, occupy the world, you know.
Thank you.
Felt it burn in my eyes, nose, and lips. We called this a riot. I called it uprising.
We are the 99%. We are the 99%.
We support Wall Street.
Right, but you're wearing the anonymous mask.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
About Anonymous?
Yes.
I can tell you that they support Wall Street and everything that's going on here, and they don't support anything that would undermine this. I'm not sure if you heard about the Invade Wall Street thing going on with Anonymous, but they, as the whole, they didn't support that. And but beyond that, I can't really say anything besides that they support this movement.
Yes. Are you from New York?
Yes, I am.
Okay, very cool. How long you've been following the movement here?
Since about the second week. I haven't had this is my first time being able to come down here. I'm a college student, so beyond that, I wasn't able to come down here until recently, until yesterday, and I plan on making more trips down here to support the movement.
Occupy Wall Street all day, all week. Occupy Wall Street all day, all week. Occupy Wall Street all day. Occupy everywhere. Wall Street, Times Square. Occupy everywhere. Wall Street, Times Square. Occupy everywhere. Wall Street, Times Square. Occupy everywhere. Occupy everywhere. Wall Street, Times Square. Occupy everywhere. Wall Street, Times Square. Occupy everywhere.
Okay, still looking for other people besides New Yorkers. Tons of New Yorkers here, which is fantastic. And at Liberty Square, I met people from Spain, Italy, Greece, and lots of Canadians as well. And this is great. Lots of young people supporting the movement. And we'll find more people to interview.
Democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Would you like to explain your sign?
Explain my sign?
Yes. For the people that haven't been following the movement.
Okay, well, this pig represents the top 1% of Americans who have 50% of all of the wealth. This is the rest of us, the 1%, who have to compete for the 50%. This is what we get. That's crumbs. That's not duty.
So do you want to explain to people that don't know that we are paying taxes and I guess the big corporations are not paying taxes?
Over 2/3 of corporations between, I think, 2003 and 2008 paid absolutely no taxes. Yes, we have like a high tax rate or 30% for corporations, but there's so many loopholes they end up paying none. Or they park their money overseas. It's a system that's rigged for corporations and the uber wealthy. And we're finally, speaking up, we're finally tired of it. We're tired of all the propaganda on the right, you know, that says that, oh, government's big. Well, government is here to help people, and that's what it should be for. They don't want any government. That means that they don't want firemen, policemen. We need jobs. We need help.
Hasta la victoria, esa es muy del Che Guevara, ¿no?
Sí, de Che Guevara.
Y bueno, ¿ustedes de dónde son?
Soy de Vermont, al norte. Somos estudiantes en Middlebury.
Okay, y están, you're here to support the movement?
Sí, sí, sí. Claro.
Sí, estamos aquí por el fin de semana, aunque tenemos exámenes el lunes. Porque es algo súper importante. Todo el mundo debe estar aquí o en una ciudad haciendo algo para hacer un cambio real, porque necesitamos un cambio real.
Claro. ¿Ustedes están en la universidad?
Sí.
¿Y tienes miedo cuando te gradúas de no encontrar trabajo y de la situación económica? ¿Por eso estás acá o por qué estás acá?
Claro. Sí, porque la situación es tan difícil ahora con la economía y si queremos trabajar por la justicia, no, es difícil ganar dinero y con la educación tenemos muchos gastos, debt, ¿cómo se dice?
Mucha deuda.
Mucha deuda. Sí, pues la futura es muy incierto.
Where are you guys from?
New York.
New York. And you?
Nyack, New York.
Nice. And you guys are doing music and chanting today?
Yeah.
Yes. Any message to the people that are following and to the ones that are not following Occupy Wall Street?
Join us. Come on down. We need you. Yeah, man. Join it.
¿Cuánto tiempo vives en Nueva York?
3 años.
¿Qué te parece cómo deben cambiar las cosas acá en Nueva York, en Estados Unidos?
Hombre, yo creo que se trata de cosas muy básicas. Educación pública de calidad, que no existe, es muy desigual. un seguro de salud real, donde la gente se lo pueda permitir aunque no tenga un buen trabajo y donde enfermedades crónicas no te lleven a la pobreza y vamos a la bancarrota. Son cosas simples, ¿no? Que llevan hablando, de las que se lleva hablando 70 años y seguimos esperando.
Soy de aquí, Nueva York, puertorriqueño y colombiano.
Qué bien, ¿y has venido a participar del movimiento?
Definitivamente, es un movimiento bien importante. Ya veo que la gente del pueblo nos estamos uniendo, tratando de dejarla saber a la gente en Wall Street y la gente de Washington que está bastante jodido la situación.
Tiene que mejorar, ¿no? Ojalá. ¿Qué crees? ¿Va a cambiar?
Bueno, tiene que cambiar. Es un crisis tremendo que tenemos. Yo no soy estúpido, sé que la crisis es parte del sistema, pero nosotros, la gente en el pueblo, lo estamos alzando un poquito más. Van a tener que prestarle un poquito más la atención y cambiar la situación, porque si no se va a poner grave. Eso sí es lo que yo veo.
Sí, está creciendo muy rápidamente, ¿no?
Sí, y bueno, ya es tiempo, porque ya yo diría como 500 años de muchos sistemas que tenemos problemas con ellos.
Brooklyn, New York. What's up?
Very nice. First March, have you been protesting before?
Oh, all the time. Protest daily. Yeah, straight up.
What about you?
I went to the one 2 weeks ago, Wednesday, but this is the first big, huge one.
And why are you joining the movement?
I think it's a powerful message, and I think that people are finally starting to voice their opinions, and I think that's awesome. And no, not this one.
So what's your message today?
PMA.
Positive mental attitude.
What's up?
Democracy. Everyone should be on the streets. Voicing their opinions.
Do you have a job right now, or?
Yeah, I have a job.
So you're here for
America.
Hello. Where are you from?
From New York, from Brooklyn.
Nice. So what's your message today?
Well, as the sign says, I think one of the most important things that we're facing today in terms of as a nation is politically we have so much corruption, and the career politicians I think are sort of the main problem with that. So in my opinion, I think we need to cut out the lobbyists, number one. We need to create congressional term limits, number two, and public financing of campaigns, because that's where all the influence over the Congress comes from corporate donations to their campaigns. And that's anti-democratic in principle. In fact, the founding fathers, their vision for this country was volunteer, short-term politicians who participate in our political system voluntarily and then went back to their normal lives. That's the kind of politics that we need in order to prevent corruption.
Where are you from?
New York City.
New York City, and what do you have to say? You're making a statement.
Yes, I'm representing as a veteran. Yes, veteran here to support the Wall Street protests and social injustice and economic injustice, and all those Wall Street bastards who collapse the entire United States economy. The real domestic enemies, right there.
How long you've been following the movement?
Well, I've certainly been following it in heart for my entire life. But let's see, I went to the protest a week and a half ago, and I, certainly didn't want to miss this one. This is a nice big one. So I've been to a couple of others. I went to the 2003 anti-war march over by the UN. That was pretty cool. And I think we need this. I think the common people like you and me need a group expression. If corrupt Wall Street people can collapse the economy and not even be prosecuted for it and get away with it, well, what else do we have? All we have is politicians who are supposed to be representing us, but seem to be coddling, corrupt economic interests. What are the rest of us to do? We hit the streets, take it to the streets, and we're doing it for us.
Would you agree that this is one of the largest protests in New York City?
I think it's pretty darn close. I think the 2003 protests may have been bigger, but it's hard to tell because it seems to be a lot more a lot more condensed, and it's only been going on for a few hours now, so who knows how big it's going to get. And I can't really tell how wide it is in any direction, because everyone's just kind of...
the traffic has been stopped on streets.
Yeah, and coming from 42nd Street up here about an hour ago is very, very difficult, and I don't think it's gotten any easier, so it's definitely big.
Where are you from, sir?
England.
England?
Yeah.
Are you here to support Occupy Wall Street?
No, I'm here to get to that theatre over there that I've just paid $300 for 2 tickets.
Now, you British love to do this. You are used to
I love to go to work. That's what I love to do.
I
63-year-old.
But what do you think of all these young people that cannot get a job?
I agree with them.
I think it's 14 million people unemployed.
It's not my problem. We've got our own unemployed in the UK.
Tell us about you being here with your family.
We just want to set an example for our daughters, have them involved in things that are important. Perhaps they don't really comprehend exactly what's going on right now, but through photos and stories, they'll know that when they were young, they participated in things that were meaningful, as opposed to more of the superficial, materialistic stuff that's out there for young people.
Well, personally, I have to say, for the past 2 weeks that I've been following the movement, I am very inspired, and I hope that these interviews have inspired you. I think we need democracy in this country, and I hope that you can take a few minutes of your day to follow the news, read about it, and develop a point of view. I think democracy, the United States, the people, the world, the environment needs you. So I would say definitely let's get out of our comfort zone and participate. I think this is a very valuable movement. I think that we can better this world and hope that you can get involved. So come on out, join us, and get involved with the 99%. And reporting from Times Square for En La Escena, Talia Castropozo. Thank you very much, Tony. It was great bumping into you today.
We are the 99%. 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 We are the 99%.
Hola mi gente, soy Elizabeth Ortiz, tu reportera para En La Escena. No puedes perderte el show de hoy, el cantante colombiano Andrés Cepeda. Quédate con nosotros, ya regresamos.
Cuando dices que te olvide, es porque me has olvidado. Pides que desate un lazo que ya llevas desatado. Cómo se desbesa el beso, cómo deshago un abrazo. Cómo borro una caricia, cómo se olvidan tus brazos.
Y estamos aquí con uno de los íconos del diseño colombiano, Alfredo Barraza. Alfredo, bienvenido a Nueva York.
Bueno, buenas noches, aquí disfrutando también con todos ustedes de esta calurosa noche y la expectativa de ver el concierto de Andrés Cepeda, que seguro será otro éxito como siempre.
Claro. Alfredo, dinos un poquito de qué es lo que estás haciendo ahora tú involucrado en el certamen más importante de la belleza colombiana. Cuéntanos un poco cuál es tu participación en esto para el resto de la población que no lo sabe.
No, mi participación es muy modesta, simplemente un asesoramiento indirecto que me prestó a cierto número de participantes.
Sí. Ahora dinos también un poquito más de Andrés Cepeda. ¿Qué es lo que más te gusta de él, de sus canciones?
Yo pienso que sus boleros, sus baladas son como un sentimiento con una magia que solamente él le pone, la intensidad que le pone a sus canciones.
Junto a mí al grandioso Andrés Cepeda, cantautor colombiano, orgullo de nuestra patria.
Muchas gracias.
Andrés, bienvenido a Nueva York.
Muy bien, muchas gracias. Estamos contentos de estar aquí haciendo un concierto que hace rato no veníamos a hacer, cerrando una gira que se llama Día tras Día. Vengo con mi banda, venimos con un show muy bonito, muy completo y estamos de verdad que muy contentos de poder brindarle nuestra música aquí esta noche.
Gracias. Quiero preguntarte también, tienes unas fans allá esperándote en este momento. Como mujer, te pregunto, ¿qué es lo que te inspira? La mujer, el desamor, el amor. Cuéntanos un poquito.
Todo eso un poquito. Obviamente, para mí las relaciones sentimentales tienen una gran importancia dentro de la música que hago. Me gusta mucho cantarle precisamente a eso, al amor, al desamor. La mujer siempre ha sido la inspiración y eso se traduce pues en las historias, en las vivencias y en las canciones.
Repartir el camino sin separar nuestros labios. Volverás a amanecer, no te enlazarán otros brazos. Vivirás amaneceres, entrará luz en tu cuarto. Arrumbarás mis recuerdos como se arrumban los trastos. Pero por más que lo intentes, ya no olvidarás mis labios, tus besos eternamente. Ya serán besos usados.
¿Cómo llega una mujer a conquistar ese corazón, el corazón de Andrés Cepeda, el secretico?
El secretico. Yo pienso que como a todos los hombres nos gusta que nos paladeen, que nos consientan, nos gusta que nos seduzcan, que nos acaricien, que nos coqueteen, que nos miren con esa picardía que las mujeres tienen tan especial. Esos detallitos femeninos precisamente son los que nos gustan. A mí personalmente me interesa una mujer que sea muy femenina, que sea cariñosa, que sea echada para adelante, que sea trabajadora, que tenga todas estas cualidades.
Andrés, por favor, danos un saludito para nuestros fans en La Escena.
Claro que sí. Bueno, para toda la gente que nos ve a través de En La Escena, soy Andrés Cepeda, enviándoles un abrazo muy grande desde la ciudad de Nueva York y nos vemos muy pronto.
Esa fue la entrevista, espero que te haya gustado. Esta es Elizabeth Ortiz para En La Escena. Quédate con nosotros, te veo pronto.
La luz en tu cuarto, arrumbarás mis recuerdos como se arrumban los trastos. Pero por más que lo intentes, ya no olvidarás mis labios, tus besos eternamente. Ya serán besos usados.